Hey everybody. So I'm definitely live in video, but am I live in terms of sound? Can somebody tell me if you can hear me in the chat? I did leave a message before starting this stream that there might be a problem with my microphone. Can people hear me? I'm hoping the chat updates live on my phone. Yay! Jane has confirmed that she can hear me at least. Don't know if that's like exclusive sound for Jane there. Hopefully you can all hear me. Hello, Anders. Hello, Jane, Glenn, Chad. I think Peter's here. Yeah, Peter's here. Gaz is here. StreamYard is here, apparently. Yeah, welcome, everybody. David Milano is here and can hear me. I had a notification from StreamYard saying that there's an issue with some external microphones using the Safari app. So yeah, seems to be all good. I hope you're doing great. Clays is here as well. Welcome to Lima, Peru, everybody. Pacific Ocean behind me. Look at my hair. And some buildings. It's an interesting city. So I was here for work, which finished yesterday. I was hoping to do proper streams at some point during the work in the evenings, but it was a really heavy schedule, and yeah, just didn't work out that way. Now I'm on vacation. Hello, Matthew Stokes. Actually, this is my first time in South America because Mexico is North America, and this is my first time ever in South America. There's some similarities. It's Latin America, of course, but also some differences too. But I haven't really had a chance to explore much because, like I say, I was locked into a pretty hectic schedule. Yeah. So anyway, I'm now on vacation. I decided to take a few days at the end of this trip to explore, obviously, Peru. A friend from the UK who lives in Mexico City is supposed to be flying out tonight and meeting me tomorrow morning. But turns out he's got some passport issues. His passport will be less than 6 months when he arrives, the idiot. So probably won't be allowed to get on the plane, let alone into Peru. So looks like it's little old me for a few days, and at least for the next few minutes, it's us together. This has to be quite quick, not just because I'm supposed to be on a strict vacation, but also because I'm out and about and I don't really know where I am. And this really drains the battery. I did this in Mexico once when I was on a trip in Mexico. I remember I got stranded after the stream because the battery drained. So yeah, I hope you're doing good. There will be a bit of brief chat about episode 6 and 7 of Ahsoka here. Love to know your views on that. Does the channel need a co-host, Peter says? A co-host or two? Yeah, I mean, the channel at the moment needs somebody to run it because it's a real problem for me. But obviously, it's not really at a level where it can be run by others because, you know, it's just not really at a level, to be honest. But who knows? Who knows? That's all things I'm going to be thinking about when I get back from this trip, the future of the channel. But anyway, for now, let's talk about Ahsoka episode 6. I don't have much to say about 6 because, again, I want to keep this brief. I'd love to know your thoughts still, though, of course. I'm going to say, I mean, I have a lot to say about 6 because it's one of my favorite episodes of the series. But I mean, I need to keep it brief because 7 is the freshest in my mind, having just seen it. But I love the world building and the lore building in episode 6, and it was definitely another 8 from me. Maybe an 8.5 even. I thought that was a great episode. Episode 7, for me, it was back to the levels of the first 3 episodes, you know, average, solid TV, really, to be honest. I can see Matthew Stokes saying, I'm going to say Lars is perfect. Yeah. Works for me. I've seen some complaints, I think mostly about his weight, but you know, maybe it's not easy to work out in this new galaxy. Maybe there's no gyms, but that wasn't a problem for me. I've seen the blue Elon Musk comments. Now I cannot unsee that, but still, I think it's a great performance from Lars as Thrawn. Episode 7. yeah, it's just good TV, to be honest, but did not live up to the last 3 episodes, and also has left us in a interesting situation, considering it was the penultimate episode. I did not like the opening scene with the New Republic, but then it's quite hard to like the New Republic in general, to be honest, at the moment. The 3PO cameo, that worked for me. I liked that. I think it's nice to keep Leia involved. I feel like she is obviously an important part of the Star Wars galaxy, and in this timeline would be active. And I think it was a much better way. I mean, I'm sure it came down to money, really, budget, but it was a much better way of keeping her or bringing her into it. Well, it's her second mention now, isn't it, in the series, without de-aging or deep faking. CGI Leia. I think this worked well. I liked that. And hey, 3PO's 3PO. What else? Oh, and what's that? Admiral Akbar in that scene. And was it Nine Num as well, or was it just another Mon Calamari? I feel like Akbar. Nobody really spoke up, did they? It's just that dude, that angry dude, doing all the talking and all the shouting down. I don't like him, and he kind of represents the New Republic for me at the moment. I don't know his name. Yeah, and I can see Leona Powdroy Girl saying the finale has to be 3 hours long if it's going to resolve everything. Exactly. There's so much left to be answered. So much that is unanswered currently. What is Thrawn up to exactly? What's in those caskets? What's in the cargo? What's the deal he's got with the Night Sisters? There's so much still to be answered, and for Ezra to learn and find out still. There wasn't much movement there, and Sabine's kind of, I quite liked Sabine in the Rebels that I've seen so far, which is 2 and a bit seasons, just to keep you updated. But she's kind of annoying me in this series, to be honest. But yeah, loads, far too much. Unless it is a 3-hour epic finale episode, as Leona said, there's too much to wrap up. So is this leading into Ahsoka Series 2? Is it the prequel for the movie, Filoni's movie? I hope it's not the prequel for the movie. Personally, I don't think this is a great introduction series to Star Wars. And I feel like Star Wars on the big screen, especially the return of Star Wars on the big screen, it goes beyond us. It reaches casual fans. It hopefully reaches new fans, general cinema going fans, who won't necessarily watch Ahsoka, watch the Book of Boba Fett. And even if they did, even though I enjoyed Ahsoka episode 1, it was quite slow, and there is a lot going on and characters that you meet that most of us here anyway have a connection with already. I don't feel like it's a great introductory series to Star Wars like Mandalorian season 1 was. In a way, it was pretty simple. Yes, if it's a prequel for a movie, I'd have a few worries about that. But I am, now thinking, is this going to be? It's not going to be a satisfying ending because it's not going to complete the story, of course. But is it going to be a satisfying finale? And what does it lead to? The movie, another season, or does it tie into the next Mando season? It's all getting a bit confusing. Let's get some comments. Yeah, Balin. Yeah, we do need. Anders says we still don't know what Balin is trying to find on Peridia. Yeah, that's completely forgot to mention Balin. And the more this series goes on, the more, obviously it's sad because it's the death of a human being. But the more this series goes on, the more I love the character and I'm intrigued by his intentions, what he's up to, like Anders said. But you just obviously know the reality of the situation with Ray Stevenson and his sad passing. Clearly, there's a bigger story here. Obviously, there's other options that they can go down to continue that story. I don't think they would do the the deep faking with Ray Stevenson. And would they recast? That doesn't really seem like a Disney thing at the moment, but who knows? I suppose they could cover the story in a good old book off camera. animated series, Tales of the Jedi style one-off. I don't know. But it's gutting, man. Such a standout character and performance. And yeah, just really intriguing, really interesting. What else? It's quite difficult to do this on the phone with the comments. It's so small. Padroid Girl says the court scene at least gave us a definite timeline as they knew about events on Mandalore. That's true. Yeah, mention of the moth. Chad says, I'm okay with this being a setup for a movie, so long as they realize there will be a lot of people that have no idea what's happening in the movie they watch. Yeah. And we know, I think there'll be some buzz back for Star Wars when it returns to the big screen. So it's quite careful which movie is that return. And would this be the best one with a character that a lot of the very casual Star Wars fans don't know about and probably are not watching this series? Again, I don't think it's the best introductory series to the Star Wars universe for new fans. But yeah, it's setting up for something, whether it's a season 2. Matthew Stokes, I think Thrawn's cargo will be the jumping off point for season 2. I suppose there'll be a pretty quick announcement as to where this is going next. You would have thought, like we pretty much knew about Book of Boba, didn't we? At the end of Mando season 2. Jane Flake says Thrawn will leave and the Jedi will need to use the Force to get home. Yeah, the dude, Iggy says the main character, or the father, sorry, the guy in the court, the annoying guy, is the father of the main character on Star Wars Resistance. That was a question from Glenn, and Anders has confirmed. There we go. Okay, so it wasn't Nine Num, according to Gaz, but was definitely Akbar. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. If you've just joined, apologies about my hair. It's windy here. I'm in Lima, Peru. Just doing a quick stream before my battery dies and I get stranded. Getting stranded for you guys. It's nice to see some blue sky. It's a very grey city, generally. This time of year, anyway. There's a lighthouse behind me. There you go. Right. Glenn says, I think they have mostly done a good job in writing the shows, films, that you don't have to have watched any of the other shows for it to make sense. Yeah, but I think you've got a different audience with the movies. And again, I think there will be some buzz about the return of Star Wars to the big screen, and that buzz will carry it to a certain extent. But then, you know, these things do rely on word of mouth as well. And will it be familiar enough or easy enough to follow for the casuals to generate that word of mouth? I don't know. Chad says, so long as they give it a much lower budget and understand it's probably making closer to Solo than Episode 7. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Solo, at the end of the day, was not it didn't flop. It was just not a success, you know, in the context of a Star Wars movie. So yeah, if you can manage expectations and budget accordingly, it can be a success without having to hit, you know, the highs of old, which, let's be honest, we're probably a while away from Star Wars being able to do that again. It's no Barbie, is it? We can't repel cameos of this magnitude from Matthew Stokes. Peter, I'm not really on a movie for Ahsoka, but more TV and longer episodes is what it needs, I think. Could well be a season 2. I don't think we're going to get those longer episodes. They just seem to have a format and a formula on Disney Plus, and that's fine. Padre Girl, when a Disney Plus show ends, it suggests further viewing. I suspect at Ahsoka's conclusion, a big card will appear. Now go watch Rebels. You know you skipped it. Yeah. Well, I've seen some of it. I'm going to sit down for a minute. Try to get out this wind. Jane Blakes enjoyed that, as did Glenn the Geeky Hippie from Leona. Jane Flake says Solo was lovely. It was just a fun brain out movie. I liked it. Yeah. Gaz Nottingham wants to know, is Shin riding back to Thrawn or Balin? I suspect it may be the latter, and she may confront him as to WTF he's up to, maybe even a conflict resulting in her killing or exiling him. Maybe. I don't think I don't think I'd be surprised if Balin's character's story, life ended in this series. But we'll see. And Chad confirms that he did like Solo. He just means it did not make any profit. And Venom cost a third of Solo. They just need to budget accordingly now. You know, I mean, the timing of Solo wasn't great, was it really? You know, we'd had no gracias. We'd had Last Jedi 6 months before. Of course, we all know that was a bit polarizing. So there might have been a bit of Star Wars fatigue creeping in with casual fans at this point, and obviously we know what happened in terms of the fan base in terms of reaction to The Last Jedi. So Solo had bad timing against it, but of course we're still in that weird kind of stage with the fan base. And again, is an Ahsoka movie enough to bring in casuals? Hello to a Trackman OT. Hope you're doing good. Right, guys, get your scores in, please, for these two episodes. So I'm giving episode 6 I said a 6.5. Sorry, no, episode 6. I'm going to give episode 7 a 6.5. Episode 6, I really liked 8, possibly 8.5. David's here as well. Hope you're doing well, David. More for Ahsoka round 2 in the finale. Don't know about that, but who knows? So yeah, get your scores in, and then I'm going to have to wrap up because my battery is literally gone down by 40% since starting this. Probably do need a new iPhone, to be honest. So episode 6 from Chad got a 9. Episode 7 and 8. Both episodes for Glenn get a 9. Trackman OT episode 6 is an 8 out of 10. For Matthew Stokes, Mr. Matthew Stokes, episode 6 was a 9. 7 was a 7. For Trackman OT episode 7, 7 out of 10. And yes, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much, Glenn. Sorry, Jane. I know you're not scoring. Sorry. David, episode 6, 8 out of 10. I can't. My friend, Dragon F1Y, Fly. 6 is 6.3. 7, I've lost it. Hang on. 6 is 6.3. 7 is 6.3. Power Girl, 8 out of 10 for 6 and 8.5 for episode 7. Sorry, I'm trying to read this. It's really small and the sun is shining on the screen. Episode 6 for Peter is an 8. That is a very high score for Peter. 5.5. Oh, I think you lost me there. I said David's score, which was episode 7, 5.5. Anders for episode 6, 9.5. For episode 7, 8.5. There's a comment of both seemed like one long filler episode. I saw filler being thrown towards seven as well. I think seem to be on 3G now. Oh no, we're back on 4G. It's Daniel Spartan. It's you, mate. Hope you're doing good. No, it's actually it's the network. It's the network, Peter and Glenn. It went down to 3G. I don't know if that's to do with the battery. Probably not. But yeah, everything's against us right now. But yeah, I just read out Gaz's score. Episode 6, 9.1. Episode 7, 8.5. Daniel Spartan, it's good to have unraveled the mystery of who that was. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, I'm back. Yeah, long live me. Yeah, everybody. Thank you. I think I got everybody's scores there. So seems like we're all on a similar page in terms of episode 6 being very popular. Episode 7, still decent scores. But yeah. I think, again, for me, it was in line with the first 3 episodes. Just fine, solid, entertaining television. Whereas we had 3 fantastic episodes before. And yeah, it felt like a little bit of a stall. Not a stumbling block, but it felt like it stalled a bit. And as a penultimate episode, I guess, expected some more progression. But then again, it got more progression than I expected from the 3 episodes previous. But yeah, sorry, Daniel, as well. It's been really unpredictable when I'm doing these streams, which makes a good moment for me to say that the finale, I will be kind of still here, actually. I fly back on the Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, I probably will see the finale before flying, but I certainly won't do a stream because I'd rather do it properly. So it might be the week after, do it properly, do it not, roaming around with bad connection. Actually, prepare for it as well. Maybe even bring on a familiar face or two. We'll do that at some point. It's just us guys anyway, so there doesn't need to be a hurry, I suppose. We're just a little close-knit community. So, right, I'm just going to check these last comments, and then we'll wrap up. David, the first time in episode 7 has been mostly filler. Gaz Nottingham, all of the Disney Plus finales have done a lot in terms of wrapping up the season. Every series had left me wondering how they're going to wrap it up after watching the penultimates. And then adds that they do pull it off in the end. Smash that like button, everybody. All right, I'm going to wrap up, mostly because of battery issue. The connection's going a bit. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Sorry, it's not been the best quality stream. And sorry again that kind of all over the place, to be honest, literally on planet Earth. But in terms of the channel, I need to take some time to think about the channel, to be honest. As some of you know, and it's frustrating because I've got so much, I haven't edited, so much I've recorded with Lightspeed tonight. And I just don't make promises anymore that I don't keep, because I put pressure on myself because I feel like I'm letting you guys down, but also I'm letting myself down because I do enjoy doing this and I have ambitions still for it. But anyway, life. So take care, everyone. Hope you all have a great week. So we'll talk in, I'd say the next 10 days or so. Hopefully under 10 days. But again, not making promises, but at some point soon, a week or so after the finale's aired, we will do a proper stream. So take care, everyone. Thank you very much. How do I end this on the cell phone? All right, it's going to be awkward. I may not be able to wave. Hang on. You should wave, though. Make sure you're waving. It's goodbye from me here in Lima, Peru. Wave, everyone. I'm clicking end stream. Okay, wave.